Gold mining, by its very nature, is far from environmentally friendly, and that includes the gold mining operations featured on the hit reality show Gold Rush. While fans of the show may accept some of the inherent environmental impacts of mining, they certainly don't expect to see violations of wildlife and environmental regulations. Yet, in 2016, that's exactly what happened when a prominent star of the show found himself and his company on the wrong side of the law. The incident resulted in fines and a blemish on the miner's reputation for his handling of wildlife issues. Derek Dodge, a miner featured on Gold Rush, was fined after his company, Derek Dodge Mining Corporation, pleaded guilty to violating the Yukon Wildlife Act. The violations occurred after a series of black bear killings at Dodge's mining camp near Carmacks, Yukon, during the summer of 2016. By the time the dust had settled, Dodge's company was held responsible for the deaths of 4 black bears, a situation that would later lead to legal repercussions. For those less familiar with Derek Dodge, he is part of a gold mining dynasty, best known as the brother of Freddie Dodge, who is also a prominent figure on Gold Rush. Derek is more of an old-fashioned prospector and miner. His approach to mining reflects a time-honored, rugged style, and in addition to his work in gold mining, he runs a specialized machining company called Dodge Machining, which has even been involved in consulting on major projects like NASA's Transporter. Derek first appeared on Gold Rush in Season 4, when he and Freddie approached the Hoffmans with the opportunity to mine the Carmacks claim in the Yukon. The Hoffmans, however, turned down the offer and headed to Guyana instead. In Season 5, Derek and Freddie decided to mine the Carmacks claim themselves, forming the Dodge crew. Unfortunately, Derek's mining endeavors in the Yukon hit a snag when his company was found to be in violation of several wildlife regulations. In 2018, 2 years after the incident, Derek Dodge Mining Corporation pleaded guilty in the Yukon Territorial Court to 1 count of failing to report a bear killing. This admission came after 4 black bears were shot and killed at Dodge's mining camp during the summer of 2016. The company was fined $3,500 as a result. Though some might consider this a small sum given the scale of the mining operations, the case highlighted the challenges miners face in managing human-wildlife interactions in remote areas. At the heart of the legal issue was the fact that, between 2013 and 2016, local conservation officers had repeatedly informed Dodge of the need to immediately report any emergency wildlife killings. This instruction was meant to ensure that wildlife-related incidents were handled in accordance with Yukon regulations. Dodge received these warnings on 4 different occasions. The last warning came in March 2016, just 2 months before Dodge shot a black bear near his camp in May. Instead of reporting the kill, as required by law, Dodge chose to remain silent. The situation escalated over the course of the summer when 3 more black bears were killed by Dodge's employees at the camp. None of these incidents were reported, compounding the violation of wildlife laws. It wasn't until September of that year, when a conservation officer happened to stop by Dodge's camp, that the truth began to come to light. The officer inquired if there had been any problems with bears during the summer and whether any had been killed. Dodge denied both, claiming there were no issues and that no bears had been harmed. However, the conservation branch later received a report that contradicted Dodge's account, revealing that multiple bears had been killed at the camp. This led to a formal investigation. When the case went to court, Dodge admitted that he had been scared his mining operation would be shut down if he reported the bear deaths, which he believed would result in costly delays. He also argued that he thought it was up to his employees to report their own kills, though it became clear in court that this responsibility rested on him as the head of the operation. In the end, Dodge's company was charged with 3 counts under the Yukon Wildlife Act for allowing bears to become a nuisance, killing bears without proper permission, and failing to report the incidents. Each charge carried a potential penalty of up to $100,000 and up to 2 years in prison. However, after negotiations between the prosecution and defense, Dodge's company pleaded guilty to just 1 charge, failing to report the death of a bear. The other charges were dropped. Crown Prosecutor Lee Kirkpatrick explained to the court that a settlement had been reached in which Dodge's company would pay a $3,500 penalty. Rather than a traditional fine, the penalty would be paid as a donation to Wildwise Yukon, a non-profit organization dedicated to preventing conflicts between humans and wildlife, particularly bears. Kirkpatrick noted that the fine was appropriate given the circumstances and the company's willingness to contribute to an organization focused on solving the very issues that led to the violations in the first place.